So you want to be a short-term rental investor. You sure about that? I mean, are you really sure about that?
You sure about that?
Look, I have been an Airbnb operator now for 8.5 years. It is a journey that has helped me build a multi-million-dollar real estate portfolio and become financially free in my 30s. But it's also a world where people will blame you personally for the housing crisis, where your friends and family might call your dream a little business, and where one phone call on a Friday night can totally tank your weekend plans. In this video, I am not going to sell you the passive income fantasy. I am going to give you the raw, unfiltered truth. These are the lessons that I have taught to my 4,000 plus students over the years, and today I am straight up giving you the sauce. Sounds weird when I vocalize that. I'm giving you the golden nuggets, all right? I've structured this journey into 4 parts. We're gonna start with the ground game, the tactical wins that you're gonna need to survive. Then we're gonna move into part 2, the grind, how to master the business. After that, in part 3, we're gonna talk about mindset mastery. And then finally, the end game and the lessons that will truly make you wealthy. And trust me, the last lesson will completely change how you view wealth in this business. Today's video isn't just a guide. It is a timeline of my personal failures that can become your roadmap to success if you take what I have to say to heart. Let's get into it. You know, it is so frustrating when I forget to clear my space before a freaking video. Caleb, you let that happen the whole time and you didn't tell me? You know what, I'm just gonna transfer spaces. All right, we're gonna start with the small stuff here, the practical tactical wins. And look, I know you're eager to get to the big wealth building inspirational lessons, but listen to me. You will never get there unless you master these fundamentals first. These lessons are the foundation. They are what will keep you from burning out in your first couple of years, so that you actually have a chance at reaching some of the life-changing parts of the journey later on. Lesson number 1, pay for speed. It is cheaper than you think. In the world of short-term rentals, speed is everything. A guest reports a leak, you can get your regular plumber out for $150 tomorrow, or you can pay $300 today for an emergency plumber. Listen, pay the $300 every single time. Look, I get it. A higher vendor bill is painful, but the cost is really nothing compared to a canceled guest trip or a guest staying at your property and leaving you a 3 or 4-star review because they had an unsatisfactory stay because you didn't address the problem quick enough for them. In the end, it is not about the maintenance issue. It's about saving the guest experience. Lesson number 2, design for we, not for thee. This is one of the biggest and most costly mistakes that I see new hosts make. Believe it or not, you are not your target guest. The goal is not to design a listing that you would personally live in. The goal is to design a space that your ideal guest avatar is searching for and willing to pay a premium for. You might love dark, moody colors, but if you're creating a bachelorette-friendly house in Nashville, you need bright, fun, and Instagrammable spaces. This really isn't about your personal taste here. It's about creating a product that sells. Your design choices are your marketing choices. Lesson number 3, buy nice, not thrice. This is one of the easiest ways to lose money. You buy a cheap couch, it breaks, you buy it again, it breaks again. Now you've paid for 2 cheap couches, 2 delivery fees, and 2 assembly fees. Oh, and you still have to buy the quality couch that you should have bought in the first place. What most hosts don't understand is that your furniture is your business's infrastructure. Ghost? Skimping on it is the most expensive deal you'll ever make. Lesson number 4, and really this has just panned out to be incredibly true over the years, phone calls fix everything. When things get tense with the guest, please stop typing and pick up the phone. I have squashed nearly 100% of guest conflicts by simply calling them and letting them hear my voice. It just really diffuses tension in a way that text never can. Lesson number 5, plan to not pay yourself for a full year. Here's what I tell every single one of my students. Do not pay yourself a dime the first year. Why? It builds discipline, it builds cash reserves, and most importantly, it helps you understand the true seasonality of your property. If you spend all of your summer profits from a beach house Airbnb, then you're gonna be funding your account come September through March when bookings are slow or completely dried up because you're in the low season of that property. And that's why I think it's incredibly important to live through a whole 12-month cycle for your property before you ever take a paycheck. Okay, now that you have the day-to-day tactics to keep your business alive, we need to talk about how to make your business thrive. Part 2, the grind. Mastering the business of STRs. Lesson number 6, Finding good deals is the #1 skill that you can develop. This right here is the hardest part of real estate. Good deals don't just appear on Zillow every single day. You have to go mining for them, because the harsh reality is that most deals simply don't pencil. And I'm talking like 99 out of 100, they won't work. It is the most frustrating part about being a real estate investor, but at the same time, it's a numbers game. And the winner of that game isn't the person who gets lucky. It is the investor who builds the consistent habit of always hunting. Master this and you have mastered the game. Because I can tell you right now that if you get great at finding very, very good deals, the money, funding, the investor, the private lending, it will follow. I know this. It has happened for me time and time again, and I know the same can be true for you too. But you have to be willing to put in the reps. Okay, actually, there's been a stool here the whole time. Just gonna sit here. And because I believe that this is the single most important skill that you can develop in the world of real estate, I'm gonna be teaching you everything that I know about finding and analyzing profitable properties in my upcoming live workshop called The Destination Method. This workshop is specifically for anyone that wants my exact framework for finding high ROI properties in any market. It is going down live this Wednesday, July 30th. And the best part is, it's free for you to join. But I will say we max these out literally every single time. So if you want to save a seat, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Go sign up ASAP, because I promise you, it will fill up faster than you think. People always think that I'm just saying that, and then I end up getting angry emails from y'all when you're not let into the Zoom, so linkage down below. Lesson number 7, start with the base hits and then graduate to home runs. So many investors are looking for that one magical deal that will make them $5,000 a month out the gate. Okay, those are home runs, and they're rare. Don't underestimate the life-changing power of a base hit. A property that cash flows $1,000 to $2,000 a month is a beautiful, beautiful thing that can unlock so many things for you. And remember, you can't hit a grand slam without loading the bases first. Lesson number 8, CapEx can and will ruin your year if you do not properly prepare. What is CapEx? Capital expenditures, the big stuff like your roof, your AC, your water heater. You might think that you are clearing $1,000 a month in profit, but one unexpected $10,000 AC replacement just wiped out your entire year, and then some. If you do not properly budget for CapEx, you are not running a business, you are playing Russian roulette with your profits. So please save up and have proper reserves for CapEx and maintenance. Lesson number 9, use your own money before using someone else's. Using OPM or other people's money sounds sexy, but I see too many new investors trying to go out and raise private money before they've even learned how to manage their own debt and their own properties. You need to have a mature relationship with risk and debt first. What I'm saying is, learn with your own skin in the game. Once you've proven the model, then you can use OPM to scale. Part 3, mindset mastery, how to survive and thrive as a host. Now for the part that no one really ever talks about, the mental and emotional side of this business. We've talked about keeping the business alive and making it thrive, but this part is about keeping you from quitting when things get tough. Lesson number 10, develop thick skin and develop it quickly. Remember in the intro when I mentioned that people will drag you online? I wasn't kidding. Flippers, wholesalers, long-term rental investors, entitled TikTokers, they will all have an opinion, and they will personally blame you for everything going wrong in the housing market. You have to learn to drown out the noise. If you don't, you're gonna be a little hurt. And that compounds over time if you let it get to you. And I can just tell you that the comments run rampant online when it comes to Airbnb, so shut it all off and focus on making money. Or as I like to say, wipe your tears away with $100 bills.
And let them watch.
Lesson number 11, whoo, this one gets me a little triggered, I'll be honest. Your business will always be little to someone. You are going to pour your heart and your soul into this business, and you will have friends and family that ask you, hey, so how's your little Airbnb business doing? It feels belittling. Well, I guess it doesn't feel, it is belittling, but if you push through, eventually those same people will come back around and say, hey, that Airbnb thing is pretty cool. Can I pick your brain for a bit? No, you can't. Kidding. It's happened to me many, many times. And honestly, it's a full circle moment that you can prove to someone that this crazy, wacky idea you had actually worked. So while it's easy to be petty, it actually ends up being pretty flattering and a moment of pride. So let that be your motivation. Hey, really fast, I wanted to say that feeling like no one gets it is actually pretty common in the world of short-term rentals. That is why I believe that being in a community of people that are on that same journey with you is so important. especially when you're getting started. If you're looking for that support system, I've got a community called Host Camp, and I would love for you to give it a shot. Thousands of us gather online to share wins, navigate challenges, and grow together. And you can try it before you buy it for $1. That single dollar will give you access to my monthly report of 10 properties that you can buy right now. You'll get a one-on-one 15-minute session with one of my coaches and a monthly group coaching call with me, where you can ask me all of your burning questions. It's a pretty cool place to be. I'll leave a link in the description down below for you, but it's $1. Come on, no brainer. Give it a shot. I'll see you in the community. Okay, back to the video. Wherever it goes. Lesson number 12, find a hobby that isn't short-term rentals or real estate. When your passion becomes a job, you need a new passion. This is something that I've been dealing with myself for the past couple of years. I got burnt out because my work and my fun were the same thing. And over the last really couple of years, I couldn't really figure out why I was in this rut. And I realized that it's because I just wasn't having fun anymore. My side hustle of being a YouTuber and a short-term rental investor, which was super fun when it was my side hustle, became something that I gave all my time and attention to. And so it just made everything less fun. And that's okay, it's actually okay. I'm happy that these are my jobs, but what I'm getting at is that you need another outlet to escape to. So since the beginning of 2025, I have made it a point to go back to the movies. That's one of my favorite things in the world. I go 1 to 2 times a week, sometimes 3, many times by myself. I work out 5 times a week now, and I really nerd out about the nutrition and like the science behind everything. And I'm really honing in on cooking and focusing on mastering a few dishes that I can whip up at any time for any of my friends and family and make them happy. Specifically sushi for my daughter, because she loves sushi and she's 5. And oh my God, we've spent thousands of dollars on sushi over the last couple of years. And so I was like, I'm just gonna learn how to do this so that I could literally stop us from financial ruin. So I'm doing things now. I have hobbies. I feel great. It feels good to have figured out that hobbies make you happy. But really, as a result, Airbnb has become fun again because I'm able to take breaks from it. So, moral of the story, don't let your business consume your identity. All right, we are here. We have done it. This is the end game. These are the lessons that will shift you from being a host to a true investor. And these are the lessons that build real, lasting freedom. Lesson number 13, it's okay to take some chips off the table. This is a lesson that I'm actively uncovering right now in my own life. There's a point where you're gonna wanna move from building to protecting. The great Warren Buffett one time said something to the effect of, it's insane to risk something that you have for something that you don't have and don't need. Something like that. And for many years, my focus was deploy, scale, build. But now I'm kind of just pining for like a simpler life made possible by the business of Airbnb. And in this pursuit, I'm kind of breaking a major real estate rule. I'm actively working towards paying off the mortgage of my primary residence. I'm actually thinking about selling some of my high equity properties in order to achieve this. I've sold properties over the last year, and I've got one that's about to close that I've got a good chunk of equity that I could apply to more real estate, but probably gonna just knock down the principal balance on my home. That's what I call taking chips off the table. It's not the highest ROI move, but it is the highest return on life move, I think, because it reduces risk and it buys me personal peace of mind and really allows me to live a simpler life and enjoy my life more with my family. It's more important to me than ever as I see my 4 and my 5-year-olds just grow up. And I really don't want to be in the weeds anymore the way I have been over the last 8 years. And honestly, it feels pretty good to be moving in this direction. And it's something that I hope you think about as you begin to plan your end game. Lesson number 14, Airbnb is the least passive form of real estate. Let's be brutally honest here. Anyone who tells you that you can make $10,000 a month passively from Airbnb while living on the beach and drinking Mai Tais is lying to you. It doesn't exist. It's not a thing. This is the most hands-on form of real estate investing, period. And the amount of money that you make is generally correlated with the amount of work that you put in. But here's the beautiful truth. It's not passive, but it does create freedom. I've been in Copenhagen here with my family for the last 3 weeks. I'm working, yes. And am I going to the beach with my family? Yes. And is my whole portfolio passive? Not really. But I get to work from the beach and I get to work from Copenhagen, and that has been an incredible life for me and my family. The goal with Airbnb is not passivity, it's freedom. And that brings me to my final lesson, the one that I promised you, the one that if you truly understand it will change everything. Lesson number 15, cash flow makes you rich, but equity makes you wealthy. We all get into this game chasing beautiful cash flow. That's the allure of Airbnb. That cash flow allowed me to quit my 6-figure job. Initially, it made me feel rich. But unless you're using that cash flow to build wealth, that cash flow is fleeting. The equity that you build over time, from the value of your house going up, from your mortgage being paid down every single month, that's where you become wealthy. Don't get me wrong here, the cash flow from my properties has been great, but it pales in comparison to the millions of dollars in net worth that I've built through equity. So I guess what I'm saying here is that cash flow does pay your bills today, but equity builds your family's future for generations. That is the game that we are actually playing. When you shift your focus from simply making cash to building equity, you stop being just an Airbnb operator and you become a true real estate investor. That's the playbook. It's not easy, but it is so worth it. If you got value from today's video, all I ask is that you consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to learn how my student Janice took all of these principles to create a property that would build the life-changing equity, then you're going to want to check out this video right here. I'm telling you, it will change your life. See you over there.